Okay, we're on page 123. We're going to be creating box plots. So a box plot used to be called a box and whisker plot, okay? It looks like this. So you have a box, and then you have, look, almost like these like little cat whiskers coming off, all right? But now they call it a box plot. And a box plot is similar to a stem and leaf plot and a dot plot in that it's a way to display a set of numbers, okay? And it's just showing you how they're spread out on a number line, okay? So you're gonna need 5 numbers to make this box plot. You're gonna need the least value, the smallest number in the list, and the greatest value, okay? And you're gonna put them in order from least to greatest. Then you're gonna find the median, okay? And we've all done that. We mark it out until you find the middle number. Then you're going to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So those 5 numbers make up your box plot. These 3 numbers make up the actual box part of your box plot. So change this to an L, okay? The lower quartile, all right? So you found the median, and you can, that's the exact middle number. So you're going to divide your numbers into the first half and the second half. So you have the lower half and the upper half. So the lower quartile is the median, or that middle number of the lower half of the numbers. Okay, and the upper quartile is the median of the upper half of the numbers. Okay, that second half of the numbers. Remember, you can pause this at any time if I'm going too fast. So this right here, we're going to go ahead and get rid of. Okay, we're going to do a couple problems on the back, a couple examples, and we'll come back and talk about this in a minute. All right, so a box plot gives you a visual display, okay? So these are the steps. There's really nothing for you to do except take a few notes, and it gives you everything that you're supposed to do. So step 1 says list the scores in order from least to greatest, okay? So they took these scores, these were 9 quizzes that Ed took, and they put them in order from least to greatest. Step 2, identify the least and the greatest values. So you have your least value, which is 70, and your greatest value, which is 90. Step 3, you're going to find the median. All right, you're going to find your middle number. So you're going to mark these out until you find this one has a perfect middle number. Okay, so that's your median. Your median is 80. So then you're going to say, all right, if this is a perfect middle, here is the first half of the numbers, and here is the second half of the numbers. If you have a perfect middle number, it's not going to be included in either half. So on your first half of your numbers, your lower half of your numbers, you're going to find the lower quartile by finding the median of the lower half of the numbers. So if you mark it out, the median right there is going to be 76. All right, so basically the lower quartile is the median of the first half. And then you're going to find your upper quartile. Again, it's the median, okay? So you're going to take your upper numbers, or your upper half, your second half of your numbers, and you're going to find the middle number, the median. So halfway in between 87 and 89 would be 88, okay? If these two numbers are pretty far apart and you can't just see what's in the middle, remember to find the median, that middle number, you add these two and then divide by 2. So basically you average them, or you find the mean. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So you're going to draw a number line. On your homework, it's going to give you a number line. And these 5 values are the dots. Here, 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 and here. Okay? So your middle 3 right here, those are going to be your box. So you're going to draw a line straight down through those middle 3 dots and make a box. Then your least and your greatest value become what we call the whiskers. Okay, and that's how you make a box plot. So if you look at this one, we're going to write this, and since there's 9 numbers, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blanks so that we don't leave any out. And we're going to put them in order from least to greatest. So 6 and 8. We have 2 10s, a 12, 14, 2 15s, and a 20. So now our least value is 6. That's going to be one of our whiskers. Our greatest value is 20. Our median, if we mark these out and find the middle number, looks like we have a perfect middle number of 12. So our median is going to be 12. So since we have a perfect middle, we have our first half and our second half. So if we find the lower quartile, that's just another median. So we're going to find the lower numbers right here, okay? The lower quartile, we're going to find the median of them. So it's going to be between 8 and 10. So I could say 8 plus 10 is 18 divided by 2 and get my 9 that way. Or I can just say what's halfway between 8 and 10, and that's 9. Okay, if I mark them out here, what's halfway between 15 and 15? It's just 15. So if we're going to make a box plot, we need to make sure on our number line we have from 6 to 20. So I'm just going to count by ones, but I'm only going to label every other one just so that it's not so crowded. So now we have 6 and 20. So we're going to put a dot above 6 and 20. Those are my whiskers. And then these 3 medians that I found are my box. So I have, there's my 9. I have 9, and then 12, and then my upper quartile is 15. So these are going to be my box, those medians that I found. Okay, there's a median, lower quartile, upper quartile. And then I'm going to attach them to my least value and my greatest value. So there's a box and whisker plot. So on the first one on your homework, when we put them in order like this, you have, if I mark them out, you have a perfect middle right here. That means that that number is in between 15 and 15. So neither one of these is actually technically the median. All right, so if you have a median that's in between 2 middle numbers, this 15 is going to go with this first half, and this 15 is going to go with that second half. Okay, so to go back to your notes, okay, let's look at this real quick. On your homework, it asks for the IQR. Okay, that's called interquartile range, and we'll turn over on our notes and do it in just a minute. An interquartile range is exactly what it sounds like. It's the range, it's a subtraction problem of the quartiles. So we look at these 2 quartiles, these 2 medians that we found of the first half and the second half, and we subtract those. It's basically how big the box is, okay? So if I say 15 minus 9, I get 6. So the interquartile range is how big this box is. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 6, it's spread over 6 units. Okay, the range is exactly what we learned about last week. It hasn't changed. The regular range is just high minus low. So from whisker to whisker, 20 minus 6 is 14. So that's what you'll be asked on your homework. Okay, so let's flip over on this front and let's write out what IQR means. Okay, interquartile range. So inter, not like entering a room. That starts with an E. Inter means between. So between the quartiles, right? That's why we subtract between the quartiles. So interquartile range, IQR. That's where we get that abbreviation. It's your upper quartile, okay, minus your lower quartile. So it's a subtraction problem, just like our regular range.